Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bible Illustrated Hands. Today's question comes from Luke. He shares a short confession. So I insulted the Orthodox Christianity. I was deceived by Protestants. I live in a country where the main religion is Orthodoxy, and we had an Orthodox father in our class. He said that you should love your enemies, but not the enemies of your country. I thought it was fake and that the father was just deceived. But then some Protestants I heard that it was a legit belief in Orthodox Christianity. Then I heard that Orthodox Christians believe that when you die, you're judged by a demon, not God, but a demon. So there is something wrong with that. And then I said that Orthodox Christianity is not the true way, even though I was an Orthodox Christian before that. So what do you think about those beliefs? And did I have I truly insulted the truth? How does this affect my salvation? Please answer. It's driving me crazy. Okay, first of all, calm down. You have simply had a gut reaction to a misrepresentation of truth in both cases, both from the Orthodox priest and those Protestants. This isn't something terrible on its own. I have such gut reactions very often, but these gut reactions can be extremely dangerous if you allow them to separate you from Orthodox Christianity. Very often we will encounter things that we get annoyed by in the church. We will find annoying people in the church, annoying priests, bishops, theologians, what have you not. But just relax, for Christ has conquered the world. So, first of all, let me address the priest. The priest is wrong. So you were right to call, to call him out on what he has said, because that priest said that you should love your enemies, but that you should not love the enemies of your country. That is plain wrong. He was quoting Saint Philaret of Moscow, who said that we should love our enemies, hate the enemies of Christ, and smite down the enemies of our fatherland. Now, this may sound shocking to a lot of people, but let us bear in mind that the enemies spoken here that we should hate, the enemies of Christ, are demons. Those are the sole enemies of Christ. And that is why Christ on the cross says, "Forgive them, Father," meaning humans who are crucifying him, because they know not what they do. And in absolute majority of cases, unless we are, talking about direct Satanists, people are unwilling pawns, unknowing and in a way unwilling pawns of Satan. Because they don't know any better. They don't know that the devil exists. They don't know that they do his will. And that is why Saint Philaret says, hate the enemies of Christ. Now, an occasional poorly educated priest, like the one you mentioned, may interpret this as call to hate our enemies of our state. So basically, here he mixes the two other segments: hate the enemies of Christ, that is demons, and smite down the enemies of your fatherland. So what he thinks that Saint Philaret said was, hate the enemies of your fatherland. No, Christ does not say that, or Saint Philaret or anyone. So that is clearly wrong, and you were right, to say that isn't true. But and that is not a legit belief in Orthodox Christianity. When Saint Philaret says that we should smite the enemies of our fatherland, military is okay in Orthodoxy. It is okay to defend yourself. It is okay to defend the people of your homeland. That's perfectly fine. I do not appreciate of the strong language like smite, but Saint Philaret was had a very fiery temperament, and he uses strong language. But again, there are no limits to you loving your enemies. Again, this does not really refer to demons, which is what Saint Philaret has said. Now, when Protestants say that in Orthodoxy demons judge people, again, this is wrong, and this is a misrepresentation of what, well, I would say some, but a lot of people believe in Orthodoxy, and that is the teaching of the toll houses, that when we die, that demons accuse us of our sins before God. And this does not mean that demons judge you, because demons cannot judge us. They didn't make us, and they're evil. You don't want to. God is not merciful if He lets an evil being judge you. And basically, who can judge you but God Himself? God alone knows the thoughts of our heart. And next time you hear these silly Protestants tell you that in Orthodox Christianity, we believe that demons judge us, tell them that it's not true. We simply believe that demons and Satan accuse us before God day and night, and that they, as Protestants who believe in the Bible, should believe that as well, because it says clearly in Revelation, in chapter 12, if I'm not mistaken, but you can Google it. It says that Satan fell from heaven, the accuser who accuses our brethren before God day and night. So that is directly from the Bible. So just, I know you had a bad experience with a priest, and it's okay. He's a priest. He can make a mistake. He probably didn't mean anything bad. He has just quoted poorly from his memory, or maybe when you remembered it poorly or interpreted it poorly. We're just humans, so relax. Such temptations come and go. I hope I was of some use to you. Bye.